An opening on the return trajectory, but the Audi has got it covered. Fassler's running to the limit. He goes a little off trajectory. He hits a maxi speed bump and goes flying, literally. The impact on the car and suspension is enormous as all four wheels lift off the track. And Buemi heads for the clear in second place. In the replay, we can see part of the Audi go flying after a contact with the Porsche. And the car will have to come back in for repairs.
Marcel, everything okay?
Oh, sorry, I hit the fucking coin. Porsche closed.
Copy, Marcel, copy, Marcel.
I got quite a lot of vibration.
Understood, Marcel.
The number one car is pushed into the pit garage for repairs that can't be done simply in the pit lane. Buemi in the Toyota is fighting with Duval for the lead. He's in front now. It's incredible neck and neck running. The Audi gets back around the Toyota, and it's been a long time since we've seen action like this between the top two teams. It's to and fro racing as the two front runners exchange the lead over and over again. We've jumped ahead in time in the race, and the battle's still on between these two front runners. The Toyota with Sarrazin at the wheel now. Duval attacks on the inside, and he gets through. Coming through to the second corner, Duval protects his position and closes the door. With all the action taking place on the track, there's also plenty happening in the pit lane. In GT, Tony Villander makes a move on fellow AF Corsa driver Fisichella in car 51, while the Porsche number 91 of Bergmeister and Pilet, several laps behind, plays the role of arbitrator. As always in GTE Pro, the battle is intense and hair-raising all the way to the end of the race. And in his efforts to push his way back up through the field in car 1, Trellier goes for a slide. The same incident as seen by Trellier. The two Aston Martins are leading the GT Am category. Jamie Campbell-Walter in car 96 fighting it out with Nicky Thiem in car 95. Thiem gets through on the inside to take the lead, but the running is incredibly close. In GT Pro, it's another Aston Martin driven by Makowiecki that leads the field. Alan McNeish takes Audi to yet another win this season, the fifth victory in as many races, as the Toyota puts in a mighty effort to finish in a very close second. McNeish drives on to win the very first 6 hours of the Circuit of the Americas in the Audi e-tron Quattro. For Audi, it's a clean sweep this year. Not only that, this goes down as the 100th victory for an Audi in LMP1.
Was faultless. It ran really well. The guys set it up extremely well considering we had such a lack of practice time, and I'm very, very pleased.
Not bad for an old man.
No. Hey, oh boy.
Audi may have won. The Toyota are again baring their teeth after the drama in Sao Paulo, while car 1 winners at Interlagos are third on the podium after a very unlucky race. In LMP2, car 26 is victorious ahead of Pecom Racing in second and the Lotus number 32 third. In GT Pro, car 99, after being very fast throughout the season in qualifying, again confirmed their speed during the race. The Ferrari boys are second and third on the podium. In GTM, Campbell-Walter and Hall confirmed their strong position in the championship with another win. There we have the 5th round of the World Endurance Championship 2013, the first time ever in Austin, Texas, and a huge success for drivers and spectators alike.
The next race of the World Endurance Championship is in Fuji.
Round 6 of the championship will be the telling moment for Toyota. Last year's race was won by the Japanese team, and they're looking to repeat that performance for the home crowd.
First 3 cars go under the podium, all the other cars to Parc Fermé.
Without actually racing for one single lap, Toyota comes in victorious here on very wet home ground. It's the same crew that took the honours here last year under more pleasant conditions.
Firstly, sorry for all the fans that we couldn't continue the race in a way as we wanted. But, well, if it's maybe it's not proper win, but it's first win for the team.
Championship points from this round are halved, but even that being the case, Audi now have enough to confirm their second World Constructors title. In LMP2, Baguette, Gonzalez and Plowman take the win, and Oak Racing takes the lead of the championship. The Aston Martin 97 of Mercer, Turner and Makowiecki wins in the GT Pro category. And in GT Am, it's victory for another Aston, car 95 of Senna, Poulsen and Nygaard.
The next round of the WEC is in Shanghai.
The Great Caravan hops over to the People's Republic of China, a country of huge importance for many manufacturers, but in particular Audi, who have a major presence here. And while they've already secured the Constructors' title, the Drivers' title could well be decided here in the penultimate round of the championship. The final hours and minutes before the race. For the public, a moment of joy and anticipation. And for the teams, a time to reflect on the goals and strategy of the day. Just one thing sure, something big is about to happen. With the number 7 Toyota on pole and the number 2 Audi second, everyone knows it's going to be close. The cars get off to a clean start and the grid order remains as they head through the first corners. Lapierre in the number 7 Toyota already begins to dig a gap on the rest of the pack. 4th place Davidson attacks the 3rd placed Audi on the inside of the right-hander at the end of the straight. What an incredible reversal of performance levels between the two leading teams. In the GT category, Gianmaria Bruni in the Ferrari has jumped up several places, having started in 6th off the grid, going through to take 2nd place from Pedro Lamy in car 99. Meanwhile, Darren Turner's digging a big gap over the rest of the field. In LMP1, the tooth and nail battle between Lotterer and Davidson continues, with the cars swapping position over and over, putting on an incredible show for the huge crowd here in Shanghai. Finally, the Toyota manages to get through in 2nd place, and it's Toyota 1 and 2. In the lead, Lapierre gets into trouble coming through past the tail enders. The Shanghai circuit is not always easy going. While the two Toyotas appear to be at ease, the supposed advantage of the Japanese cars in being able to stay on the track longer than the Audis is just not the case here in Shanghai, due not to refueling needs but again to the tyres. Audi are in the pits at the same time and for the same reason, and as they head back out, the number 7 Toyota also heads in for a tyre change. Lapierre comes back out of the pits behind Davidson, who now at this early point in the running leads the field. In GT Pro, Bruno Senna in the Aston Martin taking the Ferrari of Kobayashi for P2, but the Japanese driver doesn't take it lying down and gets back through. The duel continues between the former F1 drivers. Now trying on the inside, it's Senna in the snake, turn 1. Kobayashi fights back, and on the racing line, Senna keeps his position. Just a few meters further along, Kobayashi on the inside now, late braking. He locks up and misses the trajectory. Senna slips on the inside this time and heads for open ground. In LMP2, there's a battle for the lead between Brundle and Conway in car 26 skirts all the way round on the outside to take P1. This is one of the key points on the track for overtaking. And in GT Pro, it's Pilet in the Porsche number 91 and Fisichella in the number 51 Ferrari fighting for 4th position, but as serious as if it was for the lead. Pilet finally attacks on the inside, forcing Fisichella to go out wide onto the runoff zone, where he loses traction, allowing the Porsche to head for open ground. On this tough Chinese circuit, drivers have to change setup at numerous points during the race. It's all part of running a successful endurance event. And with the number 1 Audi staying out as the number 7 Toyota pits, the Germans are back in the running for the top places on the podium, much to the approval of Dr. Ulrich. And drama strikes the Toyota camp as the leading car is hit with a major problem.
I have something wrong with the car. The suspension's broken. Something's broken on the car.
As the Toyota limps back to the pits, Benoit Trellier takes the lead of the race. While for Davidson, things are looking dismal after a brilliant beginning. The car is pushed back into the garage less than an hour and a half before the checkered flag. Fassler, after falling victim to the AstroTurf beside the track, which became stuck behind his wheel, is now taking back out to the track less than 40 seconds behind Lapierre, who's in the lead. And back in the Toyota camp, Anthony Davidson, who with the team of Car 8 had put in such a brilliant performance, is shattered by the stroke of bad luck, while Car 7 is struggling on worn tyres. And Car 7 continues despite another spin. As the finish line approaches, the battle's raging between the Toyota number 7 and the number 1 Audi, and the action on the track keeps the crowds on the edge of their seats right up to the very end. Less than a half an hour from the end of the running, Audi takes back the lead in a hair-raising maneuver. And Benoit Trellier will hang on to a slim lead all the way to the finish line to take the 6 hours of Shanghai 2013. The boys from Ingolstadt celebrate a race victory for Car 1 and the Drivers' Championship for the crew of Car 2 of Christensen, McNeish and Duval. Their third place earning enough points to tip the scales, also having won at Le Mans.
Yeah, it's a fantastic feeling, great day, particularly for Audi. Really great racing with Toyota. I have to say, going into this weekend, it was very much with our car crew, very much thinking about the championship as well.
It's a great day for Audi and a great performance by Toyota in a deserving second place. In LMP2, it's car 26 that wins. Oak Racing is second and third with cars 24 and 35. In GT Pro, for Aston Martin, it's a sublime victory, starting first and second on the grid and finishing first and second. In GTM, car 81 wins and the IMSA Matmut Porsche is second with Aston Martin 96 third.
Hello and welcome in Bahrain for the final race of the season.
The 6 hours of Bahrain will be the final chance for many to have a snap at the championship, as apart from in LMP1, every other category is still an open book. The Toyota starts from pole. They're followed by the two Audis, numbers 1 and 2.